My name is Amarjit Sir, and I'm going to be taking a session on advertising management. So let me begin by giving some basic definition of what advertising is all about. A simplest form of advertising definition would be a public announcement. Whenever you want to make known to the public about what you have to offer, would be in a very simple way a definition. Advertising is also a form of persuasive communication with the audience. So these can be considered as something which is very simple form, but if you want to formalize the definition, then we could quote the American Marketing Association, Chicago, who defines advertising as any paid form of non-personal presentation of ideas, goods and services by an identified sponsor. In addition to this, we can also consider John E. Kennedy, who was a former copywriter at Lord and Thompson Advertising Agency, who described advertising as salesmanship in print. So from any paid form, non-personal kind of interpretation, for the first time, the salesmanship angle got included in the advertising definition. What is the importance of advertising? Advertising plays a very important role in today's age of competition because there has to be differentiation. It's no more a situation where there is a limited supply. There is a huge choices and options which are given to the customers. So it has become a necessity in everybody's life today, be it the producer, be it the middleman, or even the customer. Just imagine that television or a newspaper or a radio channel does not have an advertisement. How will it be for all of us to experience? If the product is not advertised, no customer will come to know what products are available and will not be able to buy the product, even if the product was the best and it was meant for maximum benefit. One more thing is that advertising helps people find the best product for themselves because the customers come to know about the choices and they're able to evaluate what those choices are. Why is it important for sellers and companies? Why is it for the seller? It is because it helps to increase the sales, increase the business. The sales company is able to know the competitors and what their plans are. It helps to introduce or launch a new product on the market. You become aware of a new product. It creates goodwill for the company and gains a lot of customer loyalty after reaching a mature age. The demand for the product keeps on coming with the help of advertising, and demand and supply becomes a never-ending process. Why is it important for society? It is important for society because it helps educating people. Social issues with advertising deals with issues like child labor, liquor consumption, child killing, smoking, family planning, education, etc. And therefore, advertising has a huge role to play in society. Let me take you to the importance of advertising from the objectives point of view. So what are the objectives of advertising? There are four main objectives. The first one is advertising must induce a customer to try a product. So trial is the first objective. Second objective is whoever is already using it must continue to use it, and therefore that becomes the second objective. There must be continuity by the customer to use the product or the brand that they are already using. The third objective is that if a customer is not using a particular brand, advertising must enable or influence the brand to be switched over, and the customer should be able to then buy a new one. And the fourth objective is, for some reason, if the customer has been dissatisfied and has abandoned the brand, advertising will enable through the message to switch back from the abandoned brand to the brand that the customer was already using. Let's now classify the advertising. The advertising can be classified under 3 different categories. The first category is print. So print is a medium that you can use it for advertisement. Second classification is the broadcast. The third one is the outdoors. Fourth one is public service. And the fifth one is using covert as a means of classification. Let me now take each one of them and explain in more details what they stand for. Print advertising. Print advertising is widely used form of advertisement. The decision to buy the product, as you know, cannot be instantaneous. It may not be immediate. More you are exposed to a particular ad, it takes time before it settles down in your subconscious mind. And therefore the print ad helps to create that awareness at the subconscious mind. How does it help? Next time when you see the product in the market, then you're tempted to buy it. Print advertisements are only effective if people see them, if they view them. Only then they will be really advantageous. So advertisements should be created in such a manner so that they can hold the attention of the customer to quite an extent. Let's come to newspapers and magazine ads. Should be such that they should compel people, attract people to spend money on their products. Mailers are another type of print ads, the mailers that are sent to us. They range from a well-designed postcards to simple paper leaflets that sometimes we come across in our newspapers. They get least attention and they're considered as junk and they're thrown away without even reading it. And therefore, to avoid such junk, companies sometimes make use of flyers. Paper ads which are handed over to individuals in person are also very effective. The logic is that if the ad is given to people personally, they will be able to pay more attention, it will be more engaging, which is very, very effective. Print advertising is very, very popular, but it does take a hit from time to time. During the recession phase, when people's budgets are tight, they are not able to spend a lot of money, they do not prefer to advertise through print media. In addition, print ads in the publications have gone down because internet has a much wider reach online. And therefore, the challenge here is that new strategies must be developed by advertisers and the print media. Let's come to broadcast advertising. Now, broadcast advertising can again be further divided into 3 categories. The first category is the television, and we're going to get into a little more details about what television as a medium is. The second one is radio, and the third one is internet. So let's look at broadcast advertising, and particularly the radio and television. They reach a much wider audience as opposed to print media. National as well as global audience can be reached through it. It can persuade customers about the benefits of the product, and the cost of this channel of course depends on the time of the commercial and the specific slot that when it is aired. So obviously at a premium time you can find the cost to be much higher, but the reason for charging that premium is because that's the maximum number of listeners that they tune into. Radio ads as a USP has its own big advantages. To be really effective, it must be aired several times before it actually sinks in the minds of the consumers. And therefore, the success of radio ad will be how frequently the ad is being telecast. Television advertisement, it has got a strong audio and video combination, and combination of these two is the mantra for the success of the commercial. Companies do allot specific budgets for radio and television ads, and they make an estimate of how much revenue they will earn through the broadcast advertising. Internet or online advertising is becoming extremely popular. There is a greater preference. The younger generation particularly have quite a choice for it. They find it very simple to use, and therefore that is one of the latest techniques that advertisement medium is being used as. Ads on search engine result pages, rich media ads, banner ads, social networking advertising, and email marketing. These are the choices that you can have on the internet and online advertising. It has lots of benefits. One of them is, of course, immediate publishing of the commercial and availability of the commercial to a global audience. Let's move on to the other one, which is the outdoor advertising. Outdoor advertising is a very important form of advertising, as the ads are huge, they are very large in appearance, and they are visible to one and all. Some of the examples of out-of-home advertisements will be billboards, transit posters, buses, bus shelters, electric kiosks, and street furniture. They are extremely cost-effective method of advertising, and if they are strategically placed, there is a practical guarantee that there will be a substantial exposure at a very minimal cost, and that is why outdoor advertising is extremely cost effective. So what are the other choices apart from billboards that you can consider? You can consider items like sporting events, you can look at taxi cabs, you can look at buses, you can look at railways, you can look at subways and malls on which murals are painted. So these are the by and large choices of mediums that the advertiser and therefore the customer has available with them. Thank you.